All right, welcome to our Moment with Mom, a new segment that we are going to be discussing. And I'm so excited for my first guest for a Moment with Mom. It's actually the winner of the Star Mom of the Year award. And guys, what are your names?
I am Tonja Shaw.
And I am Caltera Lion.
Yes, a mom and daughter duo. So excited for you guys to hear our story. The story is fantastic. I personally get to work with Callie at the Star Center, and I know how fabulous she is, so I can't even imagine what her mother is like. But let's get to know you guys. So, Tonja, when did you first find out about the diagnosis of Callie?
2 days after I had her.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you didn't even know beforehand.
No, in the 90s, early 90s, they didn't have what they have today, where they can monitor. They didn't have that. So it was 2 days after I had her that they found her, brought her to the room because I was sitting on the side of the bed she came to cesarean because she came butt first, so I had to have a cesarean. So I'd been there, and I asked every day. I would ask the nurse, when am I gonna get ready? When can I see her? When can I see her? It was like, well, we're gonna bring her, but your blood pressure is up, so we're not gonna bring her in yet. So we're gonna have to kind of get it together. I said, okay. But the second day, the nurse came in, and I was sitting on the side of the bed, and I told her, either you're gonna bring her to me, or I'm going to walk where she is.
I'm gonna go find her.
The doctors came in and talked to me about it, let me know.
Gotcha.
It frightened me because I'm thinking, does she have two heads or something? Well, I mean, what is it? Yeah. And Dr. Dean and Dr. Pettigrew at the time was my OBGYN. He came in and they talked to me about it. And I was like, okay, well, when will I see her? And they brought her in, and they had her wrapped so tight. They had that baby wrapped so tight, like a gift to unwrap her. So when I saw her face, I just knew then I was in love. No matter what it is, no matter how she is, she's still my child.
Look, I've already been crying.
And I'll bring her home. So, I mean, it's never was a big deal for me because I come from strong women.
Right.
And, my mom was there when they finally brought her in. Me not knowing that they had also called my mom to come to the hospital because my mom and one of my sisters had seen her, and they talked to them about her. Well, about me being a young mom, they was like, oh, we don't know. Let's see what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I never doubted in my mind how much I loved her. I loved her from the first moment I saw her. And it's been that way I've been in love ever since.
Well, Callie is shining bright 24/7. I fell in love with her when I first saw her at the Star Center. So you said when they first kind of mentioned it to you, you were like, what is that? So what did that feel like when they even said, did they even say exactly like Arthur? I can't say it right. I'm going to try.
Yeah, that's exactly what Dr. Pettigrew said. He said, she was born, and that's when we developed the word bumps and bruises, because that's what the doctor said, that she had bumps and bruises. And they told me, they said she has club feet and hands, and she has a disease called arthrogryposis. And I was like, well, what is that? He said, well, where the fatty tissue take over the muscle and make her joints not bend. I was like, okay, well, when will I see her? I still haven't seen her yet.
Oh my gosh.
And so when they brought in, when I say wrapped, girl, it was a gift.
That's awesome.
So, and when she was born, her hip was dislocated already. So when
Callie, you just had to make it complicated.
I know, right? She just never
always been extra.
All her life, she's been extra and expensive. So, and when you unwrap her legs would automatically go boom. And I was like, why does her leg, that right there in itself, it was just,
gotcha.
It was a lot. It was a lot, but I knew without a shadow of doubt that I know the God that I serve, He gonna help me with this kid. I had to bring her home. I had no choice but to bring her home.
Right. Yeah. So what are some of, obviously you didn't really know what this was, and you're talking about in the 90s, like no one really kind of prepped you for this kind of thing. So what are some of like the different challenges you had growing up in like the early years?
Well, we came home the third day. the 4th day, we were in Memphis at Children's Special Services, downtown Memphis,
Gotcha.
with all of these kids, with these different things that was going on. And I come in with my child, and it was only one other child like Caltera that was there. And they were from China, here in the States.
Oh, wow.
She had the exact same thing that Caltera had. I mean, down to the T. And I guess we never treated her differently. The reason she is the way that she is now, we always, I always let her learn, because if she doesn't learn it the hard way, it won't stick. She got to do it her way.
Right.
The doctor's
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, twice a month we were in Memphis.
Okay.
All day long, because the doctors had surgery that day. So whenever they got out of surgery, they would come to the clinic. And sometimes if they ran into a problem, a child got sick or something happened, we would be there till 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Me with 2 children.
Yeah.
And, I had to come up with ways to keep them busy.
Yeah.
Because they would get tired of sitting. So that was one thing. And then as time went on, going to the same clinic, we figured out a scheme. I would call and say, I'm calling, can I put Caltera Lyons' name on the list? First come, first serve. So I would call ahead. I made me a friend.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I made a friend, and she would put our name on that list.
Well,
And a lot of times we got there, the doctor would be there, and they would be calling Caltera's name as we walked through the door.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been a journey, but I promise you, I would do it over and over and over again, because she so deserves it. She's such an amazing woman, a mother, a daughter, a friend, a sister. She's
a coworker. Let me add to that mix.
You have to.
You guys are trying to make me cry.
Anybody that meets Caltera, girl, when you meet her, you are amazed by her.
I am.
It's amazing.
I am. I'm a testament to that. I've constantly been amazed. You're such a high spirit and everything. So, okay, Callie, how old are you whenever y'all were going to these doctor's appointments? Do you remember?
She was 3 days old. She was 3 days old.
Yeah,
3 days old, and you were
3 days old.
Mm-hmm.
3 days old, yeah.
And so how many kids do you have, Miss Tonja?
I have 2.
Two.
Caltera,
Okay,
and she has
taking them back and forth. Yeah, that was a struggle.
Yeah. Tamisha is the oldest.
Okay.
That's my baby.
But she tortures her sister. She tortures her big sister with that. I should have been the big sister. You're a crybaby.
Oh,
I'm the big dog.
oh my gosh.
It's the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Tamisha was very protective of Caltera. Very, always have been, still to this day. She's very protective. She's a mother hen. Now, when Caltera was going back and forth, I also had 3 of my nieces, because I was a stay-at-home mom. And so I would have to pick all of them up from school. When Callie started school, when she was 3 years old, she started school.
Yeah.
Now, let me go back.
Yeah.
As she got older, Caltera didn't start walking until she was 2.
Okay.
She got around on this horse.
A horse.
The bucket horse.
The bucket horse. The right
That's
back.
awesome. Yeah.
She had figured out how to take that horse and jump him around, and she would go wherever she wanted to go on that horse.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's awesome.
Yes, and so when she turned 2,
they left me. My cousins and my sister, we always loved to be in the country. And my cousin and my sister, they're like, we're finna walk down to our aunt's house. I'm like, y'all gonna leave me? They were like,
because you can't walk.
You can't walk, remember? So it's like I was sitting outside, because I used to scoot with my butt. I hip walk. I call it hip walking. I hip walk before I could actually walk. And my oldest cousin, his name is Courtney, he literally stood me up on his feet and he was like, if you going, you're gonna walk. So he literally, and we were going downhill, he literally stood me on top of his feet and he was walking. And as he gradually went on, he was slowly removing his feet from under mine. And I've been walking ever since.
Oh, that's awesome.
I came home and she was walking. Mm-hmm.
How did that feel?
My God. I can see her now because we lived upstairs in an apartment. And I can see it just as plain as day as I pulled up, me and my baby sister, and we were getting out the car. And my nephew came to the door, which is Courtney, and he opened the door and out comes Caltera.
That's awesome.
When I say sanctified field, Baptist, I danced a while. I danced myself out of my clothes almost because I was, I mean,
that's awesome.
A milestone because I was told she would never walk. She would never walk. She would never be able to drive. You know, they gave her a walker. I'm like, no. They gave her a wagon. No, because my mother said these words to the doctor. We are not raising a handicapped child. We're raising a child with bumps and bruises, not a handicapped child and not a handicapped woman. And all of those things they kept trying to give me, my mother had to be there because I was a young mama with 2 kids.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, just give it to me. Nope. 3 years old, two and a half, started walking.
That's awesome.
Never sat.
She started walking when at 2.5 years old, when you were told that she wasn't even going to walk.
Never be able to walk.
Callie, I know you're strong-headed, but man, you really strong-headed.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know, even then, she had her first surgery when she turned 2. We went in that morning, they were gonna do her feet and her hips at the same time.
Wow.
We had to be at La Bonna at 6 a.m. Of course, my mother was with me.
Mm-hmm.
We went in and they came out and they talked to me and talked to her, letting us know that we gonna give her a little gas before she go to the bed. So what flavor do you think she liked? I said, put bubble gum on it. And they came out, gave her a little gas. I'm standing at the door as they wheel my little bitty little baby. It looked like the stretcher was big as a house, and it wasn't. It was just me. I'm standing at the door watching them go behind the doors, and I'm standing at the door. I'm thinking, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? And my mother came, she said, you're doing the right thing. Don't worry about nothing. God got it. I said, okay.
Oh.
They took her back. 15 minutes later, they come out.
I gotta get off camera.
What? Hey, wait a minute. You just been gone 15 minutes. Y'all finished that quick? The doctor come out and he said, well, we'll only be able to do one surgery on her. And we'll do her feet because her hips had went back in place.
Oh, nice. Wow. That was a blessing.
Her hips went back in place.
Oh my
by themselves. And girl, I cried. My mother, girl, she shouted La Bonna down. Do you hear me? Everybody was there with their kids having surgery. My mother,
everybody knew.
Girl, she did. I'm like, oh my God. They did her feet. That's all we did. I mean, Caltera has been put to sleep 79 times, not including the surgeries that she's had since she's been an adult woman. But 79 times with just me being her mom.
Wow. So 79 surgeries?
Yeah. Kelly,
I had no idea.
Yeah. Every time she would go back and have a cast change, they would put them to sleep because she's a baby. To keep them from flailing around, they would put her to sleep. So 79 times is accurate. I've never had a lot of problems with her. She was a good kid. Mm-hmm. Strong.
Sassy.
Yes, very sassy.
It's just, it's being kind of like with me having to fight for her when school started. Uh, you know, my oldest daughter, and I had, like I said, 3 nieces that I kept every day. They started school when they were 3. So when Caltera started school, when she turned 3, they didn't want to let her go. They were like, no, I'm sorry, she won't be able to go. She scored too high on this test. She won't be able to go. And I'm like, oh yeah, she will. I got on the phone. I called Dr. Beatty. I said they won't let. And Dr. Calendruso. Dr. Calendruso was a hand doctor. Dr. Beatty was her feet and knees. So I called the both of them and I said, okay, I'm trying to get her in Head Start. They won't let her go because she scored too high on the test. They were like, we don't care nothing about that. She's a handicapped child. Oh, she needs to start early so we can get her in. They wrote me a letter. Boom, she was in.
Man, talk about a fighter. You're like, no,
Yeah,
my baby is going to school. That's awesome.
It was like dropping her off because she couldn't ride the bus. She couldn't ride the short bus because she wasn't mentally. And she couldn't ride the big bus because she couldn't get up and down the stairs.
They wouldn't put me on the short bus, Cassidy. No, I'm not a short bus girl.
I was like, are you crazy?
You are short, but not a short bus person.
Not a short bus person.
I was like, okay, that's fine. That's okay. I can drop her off every morning. No problem. No biggie.
Yeah.
I went to take her around the back of the school and drop her off because they had stairs. They didn't have a wheelchair ramp at any of the schools.
Wow.
Sure. Until
sorry. So you were a trendsetter, man. Go get her.
They hated to see me coming because they already knew. Oh my God, here come Caltera's mom. Yup, that's right.
I
just wanted.
She goes.
I knew Caltera is very smart. She's very, very intelligent. And I knew if I didn't fight for my child, if I didn't cripple her, I'm not gonna let you cripple her, make her retarded. No, I'm not. You can't make her, make her physically and mentally handicapped. I'm not gonna let you do that to my child.
Yeah.
And that's where the fight began. I mean, every year we had a meeting before school started, an M-team meeting every single year. From the day she started Head Start until she graduated high school. We had an M-team meeting every year about Caltera and what I expected them to do for her.
That's
good. When she got to be having to have PE, the teachers would call me and say, okay, what are we going to do about the PE? She want to get out there and do what the other kids do. You know what I told her? Let her do it. And when she hurt herself, she'll stop. I said, that's one thing I learned about her the hard way. She had to learn the hard way, whatever it was. Roller skating. She wanted roller skates. We bought them. She fell. She didn't get on them again. She wanted a bike. We bought a bike. We knew she couldn't ride the bike. We put her on the bike and swelled her knees up. She quit riding the bike.
She wanted one of those.
Yeah. I mean, the hard way. And Mackenzie is following in her mom's footsteps. I can't. It's been a joy. I mean, I've had some days, it was some times that, when she started kindergarten, first grade, I never forget, she asked me one morning on her birthday, we was on our way to school. She said, Mama, I was at a red light. And she looked at me, she said, Mama. I said, yes, we are. She said, am I always going to be like this? Will I forever be like this?
Wow.
Yeah. Now that day.
Ooh, Callie. you
at a red light. At a red light.
I had those feelings. I can honestly say I've had those feelings. Even as an adult, some of those feelings still arise. Every day I smile and I will never, ever, 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 ever let the handicap defeat me. I will always conquer, but it is days that, it's like, my God, will I always have to go through this, will I always have to be like this? Why me? But I know who I serve. He's seen me through, as you heard my mom. He's seen me through plenty of times from the day I was born. Because she could have easily said, I'm not taking that child home, She could have easily said that, but she didn't. She stood for me. She fought for me. I watched her fight for me, even at 29 years old. I watched her fight for me. I'm sorry.
I know. Oh, that's
But
just,
She's worth the fight. She's worth it.
yeah. Well, what
I'm
you have
crying
done.
all day just thinking about this.
And I'm not gonna cry because I'm not messing my makeup up. I gotta put on. No, no, sweetie, not happening. No.
I love it. Well,
The sassiness she gets straight from my mom.
See.
I'm not having it.
Gosh.
But Kelly she my baby. She's a good girl. In all the things that her whole life has been, the doctor said she won't ever be able to. She has defeated them. I never forget the day that we went to the clinic. She was about 4, and I walked in before it and laid at the front there. She was like, "Where's Caltera?" I said, "Oh, she's coming." They listened for the horse, and she walked through the door. And they was like,
Wow.
I said, "I told you." Them early mornings, they said, "Look, my grandmother, my mom's stepmom, every morning," she said, "every morning you get up when the sun rises, you get that baby up, you open the front door, stand her in the crease of the door, you sweep her legs down with the broom, each leg 5 times each. You leave now this is gross. You leave a dish towel in water overnight and make it slimy, and you rub her knees with it." We did that for a whole year before she actually started walking, but it strengthened her knees.
Wow.
It was to strengthen her knees, not to make her walk, but to just strengthen her knees. So we did that, and then for me to come home and this little person come out the door walking, it is what it is. I'm not gonna let anyone ever deter me or make me feel like I shouldn't fight for her. I'm not ever going to let anybody tell me what Caltera can and cannot do. I will never, ever leave her helpless. That's not going to happen. Caltera was told she'll never drive.
I mean, I've seen you drive.
You know how I found out she could drive? Myself and my daughter Tanisha, we worked. I worked at the prison in Whiteville, Tennessee. Shout out to CCA Whiteville. Tamisha worked for La Quinta Inn in Jackson.
Okay.
So we got off. She would always want to go to Walmart every single day. She didn't want to buy anything. She just wanted to go and walk around the store because she had been at home all day.
Right.
And I was like, "I'm tired. I'm not going to Walmart today." And she's like, "I'm not going either." So I go in my room, get up in my bed, and that's where I sit. My mother called. She said, "Where is Terry?" That's one of her nicknames. They call her Terry?
Terry.
And my mother said, "Where is Terry?" I said, "I'm sitting outside on the porch, man, because what she do, call you, tell you come take her to Walmart?" Mama said, "No, she's not outside on the porch." I said, "Oh, yeah, Mama, she is." Mama, no. Caltera just come through here, and Papa just saw her hit that corner in your car. I said, "In what?" "In your car."
Had been still in the car. I just finally got caught.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So now I jump out of the bed and get the stumbling through the apartment trying to get to the door. And Tamisha was like, "What's wrong?" I opened the door and she was like, "Oh my God, somebody stole our car." I said, "No, your sister got it."
No, your sister who was told she would never drive stole the car. Stole the car, but still she was driving. That's crazy.
That's how I knew she could drive.
Oh
because she
my
stole
gosh.
the car and my mom caught her. So
Oh my gosh.
it's just been every obstacle that she has come up against. She made it her business to prove them wrong.
Well, it sounds like you also made it your business to prove them wrong.
I had no choice. I couldn't give up on her. If she didn't have mine, if she didn't have me cheering on, who gonna cheer her on? And my mother made it clear from the hospital, we are not raising a handicapped child, a handicapped woman. No, we're not gonna do that. We don't do that.
I'm not handicapped. I have a handicap.
But she's bumps and bruises, and for her whole life, that's what it always was. Bumps and bruises.
That's something that's really stood out to me, is that Kylie, you never let your disability define you. It's just not there. It's not present. And every time I see you at STAR, which I greatly miss you, obviously, it's so bright and uplifting every time. And I know she's got that personality, but that personality is coming from you, Miss Tonja. And it's awesome just to see the woman that you've raised, just to I get to experience her. I haven't in a while, but I get to experience her. But just y'all's story in general is just such a testament to what an awesome mom you are.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. She tells me that. Like, whatever. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I made God a promise. He said, if you promise me you can take her home, raise her, love her, I'm gonna be there every step of the way. And he has. I knew that God was real the day sitting at that red light. And she asked me that question, will I always be like this? And he told me to tell her, I made you the exact way I wanted you to be made. And yes, you will always be this way. And we will always fight together. Yeah. And that's what I told her, dropped her off at school. I cried all day long from just that. But I knew then, I couldn't let her see me break. Mm-hmm. You can't let your kids see you break. So I had to get it together by the time it was time for me to pick her up. I had to have it all together.
Yeah.
I had to get the eyes back down. She knew when I would cry because my eyes would swell up so bad. So I had to get it together. But from that day on, it's been a battle, but it's one that I'll fight. When it comes to my children, I'll go any and everywhere. I will go to war for mine. I gave them life, and I'm going to stay with them, and they will stay with me. Caltera has always been a wonderful person, inside and out. And no matter who she meets, she always leaves an impression on somebody. Mm-hmm. And she has been a lot of help to a lot of people with her own handicap, disability. She's been, to people, there's nothing wrong with them. Yeah. And that she has to encourage them, look, if I can do this, you can too. And I'm so happy to have raised a young woman who's now a mother. But I'll do it all over again. The same way. I wouldn't change anything about her. If they told me today they could fix her, I wouldn't let them do it. No, not gonna happen.
So, well, thank you so much for sharing your story. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations. We'll be getting all the stuff to you.
Cassidy, let Caltera know it's mine, not hers.
Yeah, Callie, it is your mama's. It is her choice. It is her choice if she wants to share it with you. But anyway, yeah, so congratulations on being our inaugural STAR Mom of the Year.
Thank you.
I feel so happy. I feel so proud. I did this.